Okay, so now that we're done with the cast shadows, the triple projection is done as well, and we can focus on basically drawing the axonometric. So as I said, the half cylinder is not really a half cylinder, it's taller, right? It's going to leave a longer cast shadow on one hand, and the side view for the triple projection is also going to be a rectangle in the side view, literally. For the triangular prism, sorry, the side view of the triangular prism is going to look like a rectangle. Okay, we got that. Good, good. Right, so it's going to leave a longer shadow. Right, that actually makes a lot more sense. The longer shadow doesn't have any cast shadows falling on top of it, because any cast shadows will fall on the sides from the inclined volume. And yeah, we are going to leave a longer cast shadow. Oh, by the way, all of this is going to be very good when you're hatching. So now I'm correcting the side face as well. Right, the side view. Right, it's going to be a taller volume. Okay, good, and longer volume as well. And it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this is going to look in triple projection. Right, it's not enough to just estimate this stuff. You know, we need to see volumes, right? Volumes are what is going to make this design, if you will, really look alive. Okay, so we are just basically copying the distances from the frontal view and the planar view, but there's a catch. Always measure the edges which are parallel to or perpendicular to the axis system. Okay, so if you see, our vertical dominant isn't parallel or perpendicular, so we are going to measure the triangles it forms in the planar view and then just build off of that. Okay, so I'm drawing the first volume, which is the half cylinder thing. Okay, and then building up starting from there. Right, copying all the distances from the planar view, moving them, you know, on the OX axis, and then slowly building the footprint of our volume and then raising that up. Okay? Right. Let's go. You need to have flexibility. You need to adapt. Sometimes you need to go from the ground up, sometimes from the top down. You know, whatever happens, you need to adapt. So you really learn how to be like a universal soldier in architectural drawing. Always have a trick up your sleeve, always be able to understand any assignment that you get your way, or, you know, any design challenge that you face, you know, always to have something to say, you know, never fall short of ideas. Right, so we are building the inclined volume. Like I said, it's an inclined. It's got like a slope on the right hand side where the half cylinder volume is tangent. Okay, and then we are building up the other volumes as well, you know, point by point, because they're not simple boxes and they're not in a simple parallel position, which is good news because it looks good. But on the flip side, it's kind of more complex when it comes to drawing it. Right, so if by now we are doing technical drawing and slowly slipping into freehand, we are probably going to add materials as well. Okay, in this axonometric and in the perspective, we are going to add different materials for the different volumes. Okay, just to let you know. Okay, in case you wanted an easy way out, that's not going to happen. Okay, so what did I do now? I drew the triangle. Okay, I measured the triangle from the planar view, do it also in axonometric. Now I'm drawing the heights, and I'll construct the base again for the other two points that we need to get that rectangle. Right, and then we will have the right cast. We will be able, to construct the vertical dominant and everything else. Okay, good. Again, copying distances. That's the way to do it. Okay, distances which are parallel or perpendicular to the axes systems. Okay, translating a volume from a triple projection to an axonometric isn't going to be easy. Okay. It's going to have a lot of ups and downs and variations, which is fine. but you need to know this stuff, okay? Right, so you've got 2 more edges there, drawing parallels, getting ready to draw the triangular prism. Right, okay, good. So again, parallels, drawing the base of each of these volumes, then we'll build them up, then we'll do the visibility. Oops, I've just noticed that mistake. The side view for the lateral view for the triangular prism looks like a rectangle, which is yeah, unfortunate, because I need to erase some edges and do some more visibility, more dashed lines. Okay, those dashed lines will help you. Okay, will create that, even that sense of depth, because they add information to your drawing. Good. Okay, now we are back to the axonometric, drawing the triangular prism, copying the height from a frontal view, throwing it in there, drawing the triangle, you know, just basic stuff. Okay, we just need to get through this as fast as possible so we can move to the interesting things. Okay, so now I'm connecting those 2 points, right, and I'm drawing parallels, so we can, by gliding a triangle next to another, so we can get the vertical dominant out there, right? Move the drawing board a bit higher up so you can understand how the other volume falls into place. Again, we are measuring the distance, and we are getting ready to, yeah, just again with a piece of paper, copy all the distances there, and then just draw the base and go up, and then add the detailing. Okay, you see how this use of a A4 paper comes in very handy. You know, it just helps you think less, you know, in minutiae, and focus more on getting the general concept across. Okay, good. So let's add all the detailing. That's the height. Right. This is really good. So we can now start to build all those ellipses, again with a compass. For the ones that are parallel to the parallel or perpendicular to the system of projection, the custom ones will need 5 points. Okay, you got used to that. Again, you need to construct all 5 points. Don't just estimate how it's going to look, because chances are you will not get it right. And you know, there's no point in risking it. Come on, it's technical drawing, it needs to look pristine. There's no subjectivity here. So I'm drawing the half ellipses, both of them. Right. Again, a large arch and a small arch. Okay. And starting from there, just working on the volume, building everything up. Okay, the small arch now. That's going to help us construct the half ellipse. Good. Right, this is kind of tedious and repetitive, but we need to get it out of the way so we can get to the fun, interesting parts. Okay, which are going to be the materials, the cast shadows, right? All these weird volumes that are notoriously hard to draw, right? Because they're all custom ellipses and whatnot. So you can see how far we gone from just, you know, starting an assignment, right? Just from a couple of cuts, then we created some ideas, then we made them you know, anchored in real life, then we arranged them in an interesting way, then we are drawing it in 3D, right? And then we will go for constructed perspective, and that's going to be all for this assignment, which is a very interesting assignment. Okay, so you got that half ellipse there, and now we need to construct the other ellipse as well, which is going to be custom. Okay, good. Yeah, middle there. Right. And we will start thickening the lines soon, so we get that level of clarity. Yeah, the custom ellipse. And we'll start constructing the cast shadows as well. 60 degrees in a horizontal. That's the way you construct cast shadows in a axonometric, and in perspective. You could go for 45 and the horizontal, but let's go for 60 now. You don't need large shadows. Right, so 60 degrees in a horizontal. Let's start constructing all these cast shadows, and then eventually we will start thickening the lines, adding line weights, and getting this drawing ready for hatching, because that's the next step. Obviously, constructing the constructed perspective is the next step, but after that, when all the line drawing is done, we need to start adding hatching. And let's not forget to have a drawing that looks good when you hatch it. You need to have a very clear line drawing. As I've said previously, 80% of your drawing is the line drawing. Okay, so this drawing looks good without hatching, but we will add hatching because, you know, we know a lot of things and we will like to show that in our work. Okay, but just as an idea, you could submit this as it is and it will still look architectural. Okay, your whole process is on this sheet, and yeah, that's really good news. Okay, so I'm constructing all the cast shadows. Now we are getting ready to thicken everything. There are some optical illusions because that volume over there looks like a slice of cheese. The cast shadow is going to be just like it's just going to be cut off because there's no more, you know, part of the volume to show. Right? Good. The volume there is going to be like a ellipse, and then it's going to be an ellipse again. That's the general effect you get. Yeah, that ellipse there, and we connect both of the ellipses and we get the cast shadow. Right? Yeah, this was our previous sketch idea. Right. Right, so these are the construction points that you need. You project them from the frontal view. You get them from there, you measure on the OX, you copy it in the axonometric, and then you use them to create the prisms in which those half ellipses will fit. Okay? Makes sense. It's very good. Efficient. We'll construct those rectangles, and then fit the half ellipses in there, and then go for the cast shadows. Okay, so we're measuring on the OX, and the measuring up, copying the heights from the frontal view, and that's going to be enough. Right, parallels again. They're all parallels. Right. And we are going to do the same thing on the right hand side, so we can have both of the half ellipses. Yeah, there as well, up there as well. Yeah, just have everything there. That's the middle. Right, middle. Right, so this is going to look very interesting. Yeah, half ellipse there, and that's our volume. Yeah, that's the triangular prism, so we are going into visibility mode now. We are thickening the lines that you will see, right, because we need to get a clear line drawing. So we are going to go for hatching after. Okay, so dashed lines for the edges which you don't see, normal lines for the ones that you do. Right, this is a very good idea. You add a lot of information to your drawing. Again, a bit of overlap on top of the triple projection. That's fine, you know. Everybody can see those lines. It's obvious you are doing your best to accommodate a lot of pieces on your design sheet. Again, I hope you are using a B2 or an A2 piece of paper. You don't go for 4A4s or whatever. Okay, that's not a good idea. Never go for that. Okay, good. Okay, thickening all the edges, getting that clarity. That clarity is really important. Yeah, it's a bit of a lack of precision on my behalf. I'm correcting that right now. Yeah. Okay, good. So let's construct the ellipses. It's going to be very interesting. You see how it's all starting to look like it's alive. That's the beauty of architectural drawing. When you draw, a good drawing, it literally looks like it's right there in front of you. You forget that it's a 2D flat surface, right? That's really good. Right, just drawing this stuff is going to create, a positive ripple throughout your way of conceiving and understanding architecture. Right, so we got those edges. Oh, that's kind of a small mistake there. Goes a bit up like that, so it's a different edge. We need to really pay attention to this. Okay, good. So there are going to be a lot of cast shadows, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, I'm thickening the cast shadows so you get that clarity to them. Yeah, there as well in the for the cheese slice. Well, we got that ellipse there. And we need to start thickening. You'll thicken the ellipses by freehand. It's easiest. Okay. Everything else with a ruler. Okay, good. So you see everything is there. Okay. So we are constructing everything right now. The cast shadows as well. You can see all of this is very good. It's just exactly what you need to draw for any axonometric any time. So you make it look real. Right, edge there. Right, extra cast shadow edge there. And we need to draw that large cast shadow for the vertical dominant. Right now we are constructing the part which is inclined, that ellipse. Right, we got that. And now in theory that needs to be basically like that, curved. But it's also going to have exactly a parallel edge starting from it. Okay, like that. Just like we did in the planar view. And we are getting close to finishing this axonometric. Okay, just thickening all these lines. There's going to be a cast shadow that's going to fall on the inclined volume from the vertical dominant, going all the way there and there. Yeah, it's going to be inclined shadow there. Okay, and other than that, we'll thicken that when we are ready to go for the constructed perspective. Right, so this is very good. Couple of line adjustments here and there, and we are good to go. See you at the constructed perspective lesson.